My name is Nicole, and this is the channel of enlightened energy, and I am here to help enlighten your energy. I've already had a little bit of a meditation. I'm outside on my vortex. A vortex is a really highly energetic spot. I don't know what is buried underneath here, but it is really intense. I've had people come by here and almost just pass out. If the wind blows, I'll try to talk loud. It's Texas, and the wind always blows in Texas. I was going to play with one of my heads that I found buried. I found this buried down about 3 feet, 2 to 3 feet down, in a round hole about 2 to 3 feet around, and it was full of some kind of a moisture wicking kind of a material. Really light weight. It looked like brown sugar, and it felt like silk. I'd never seen anything like it before. I'm going to move this just a little bit so it doesn't maybe wind blow it over. This thing is absolutely amazing. I've spent the last 3 years downloading the energy from this, and I've never, well, I can't say I've never got it on camera. I've just never posted it because I had it before I had my YouTube channel, and then by then I've already deleted the videos. I lost a whole bunch of videos. My phone crapped out on me and I lost a whole bunch before I got them uploaded. I haven't worked with it for a while, but it has a ton of energy. And you can see the lines. I don't know if you can see the lines. You can see the lines. There's lines all throughout there. This is not just a rock. This is what I believe is to be from the Mayans. Now, I'm in Texas. The Mayans, of course, migrated north. This is a really highly energetic place. It's a sacred spot. A lot of this land around here is. The vortex that I have in my arena is absolutely off the charts. I don't know what's buried under here, but it's pretty darn energetic. And when you're talking about energy, when you think of like birds migrating south in the winter, it's the same thing. It's just what you're intuitively guided to do. So I was guided to this place, to save this place. Literally had $1,500 in my account. I'd been looking for a while for a place from Idaho. I was living in Idaho. I wanted to move to Texas. And I literally had $1,500 in my account. I had a whole bunch of horses, really good bred, top, nice horses. And I hadn't sold a horse in like 8, 9, 10 months. And I was really getting worried because I needed to get out of Idaho. Wanted to get out of Idaho because I wanted to get down and get ready for the futurities down in Texas. And I found this place, and I thought, you know what? I'm just going to take a leap of faith. I wrote a $500 check, which left me with $1,000 in my account. Within 45 minutes to an hour after I put that check in the mail for this place, the earnest money, I had somebody call up and want to buy my futurity horse. Now, if you know anything about futurity horses, they're not cheap. Got that sold, of course. And then it was just like boom, 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 boom. Within a month, I had over $80,000 in my bank. I needed $50,000 just to put down on the place. Think about it. I had $1,500 in my account. They needed $500 to hold it, and they needed $50,000 down in a month, and I did it. I did it. I did it. Why? Because I was meant to be here. I was drawn into this place just like the Mayans were drawn into this place, just like the Indians were drawn into this place. The pieces of rock that I find and fossilized petrified wood are all carved. So the Indians had carved a lot of memorial type stuff and buried them here. I find them all the time. They're amazing. These particularly, I have this one here too, which is an actual whistle. I'll explain this one to you here in a minute. These, I believe, were brought up by the Mayans. These are Mayan artifacts. I have, I think, over 10 pieces. Some of them are pretty big too. They were all down there with all this stuff put over there and then sealed up with the clay, and then, you know, it was just buried. It was, interestingly enough, the hole was like almost like perfectly round. It was amazing. Two whistles and multiple heads. But the thing that I found out about this is so interesting, is it fits in your hand in different ways. And when you find the spot, at least for me, when I find that magic spot, it just locks me into place and I get surged full of energy, and that energy is downloading into my auric field. And I've been playing with this for a couple years. I meditate. I quit meditating as much here lately because I've gotten through all of my cleansing, my stigmatic cleansing and all that kind of stuff. And now I'm getting out to where I can get out and start living my life. But when I was downloading these, I was meditating anywhere from 8 to 20 hours a day. With as much energy as I was pumping, I couldn't sleep much. I was sleeping 3-4 hours a day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate, and I'm going to see if I can get some more energy out of this. And what I've found is in meditation, I just kind of go into kind of like a little trance, and I just kind of play with it until it feels like it's where it's supposed to be on my hand. And then I've probably downloaded this rock many different times. So many times you can't even count. So much so that there's even places where you can put your forehead. Right there. And hold it a certain way, and it locks in too. There's so many ways you can hold this. It's amazing. I call it my Arcturian puzzle rocks. But they're like a puzzle rock. They're meant to be able to held different ways. When you hold them, they download. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of demonstrate here. So I'm just going to close my eyes and go into a little meditational trance and see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen. Hopefully the camera doesn't. I'm going to put this rock over the top, so hopefully it doesn't flip over the camera. So I'm just going to play with it and see what we got. So I've just located a spot right there. Now it's downloading that energy in through me. So I've got the spot, now it's downloading energy. And it just feels like surges of energy through my body. It kind of constricts, not constricts, hold on. If you hear my stomach, it's channeling energy. It locks my body up tight is what it does. What I have to do is just let go and flow. When I flow, it just finds the right spot. There, it just locked. This is energizing my throat chakra. Third eye. And my hand fits absolutely perfect. Like there's a grooves in the rock that where my hands, each finger fits in a specific groove. It feels like it's like fit like a glove, like it's made for my hands. When you hit the right spot, you know it. There, it's surge in energy. And crown chakra. Solar plexus. So I guess we're doing a chakra download for each chakra. I never know what I'm going to do, so I'm just doing whatever it's telling. That's not telling me, I'm just letting my body relax. And when I allow my body relax, I've worked with my Kundalini energy so much that I've worked through all of the blocks. I don't do the herky-jerky anymore. If you know anything about Kundalini energy, when it goes through blocks, it creates, hold on. I just popped my back. When you work with your Kundalini energy enough, you work through all of your blocks, your energetic blocks. When you get through all of them, it's smooth as silk. So all you have to do is just relax and allow the energy to flow, and it puts your body exactly where it needs to go. You don't even have to, the less you think, the better. It takes anywhere from 15 to 25 seconds for the energy to engage into me. So I'm doing sacral chakra right now. That's just energy flowing, and not flowing, it's surging my body right now. It used to surge into me so much when I had blocks that literally it hurt, and my body would tighten up so much that I couldn't hardly breathe. But I've worked through all my blocks, so my energy is more flowing. So now we're doing root chakra. I'm doing root chakra. I say we because it's me and my higher self. So the energy is surging now. That's a little intense down there. Almost giving me like cramps almost. My butt cheeks are like rock solid. It tightens the muscles really, really tight. There. I've got my thumb in his mouth. It feels really weird, actually. I've never had it in his mouth before. As you can see, it's in his mouth. My thumb is in his mouth. It feels really weird, but it feels really comfortable. It's like every place where your finger goes, it's like it's made for your finger. It fits perfectly like a glove. It's the most amazing thing. See, it hasn't surged yet because I haven't quite got this hand quite in the right spot. When I know when it hits the right spot, it's just like it'll grab a hold of me and just surge. It's really particular. There we go. Whew, that was a good one. I'm not doing anything. I just relax and let my higher self put me where I need to be. There, it surged. Ooh, that's a good one. I shouldn't have done my leg and butt workout today. Whew. All right. That was interesting. That is my wonderful rock headpiece. Now, the other one I'm going to show you, put that on there, is the whistle. I don't know if you can see him. Oh, it's almost like a three-dimensional elongated skull. There's the, let's see, his eye is like right there. He's got a little tooth right there. It's three-dimensional. I have to take a picture of it, show it to you. I've actually got videos on my YouTube about it, but it's actually plays. So I'm gonna relax and let my higher self go, and it makes different frequencies. And the first time I played this, it was weird. After I dug it up, I was cleaning it up, and it was full of clay, or that stuff, you know. And I looked at it, and I was like, I just got this picture of like this music note in my head, and I was like, no way, could it be a whistle? And so I took a toothpick and cleaned it all out, and the first time I actually made a sound with it, it was the craziest thing. It was like this energetic boom. The only thing I can almost compare it to is when I went to Egypt. I can't remember which place that I was at. I'll have to look it up. But the guy told me to go over, turn around, and look at this thing against the wall and see what I thought about it. And so I walked over and I turned around, and when I turned around, it was like I walked into an energy force field. And it was like boom, boom, and I literally like fell on the ground. I was like boom, boom, and knocked off my feet. I was like, whoa. It's kind of like if you were looking at like a cartoon or like something, or those movies where you could see the energetic force field go like that, like an A-bomb going off, but it was clear energy. That's what happened to me. It was like marrying the right brain, left brain hemisphere at that time, and it was crazy. And I turned around and I got up, and he was laughing. I was like, what are you laughing about? It'll knock me off my butt. He's like, well, he goes, only it doesn't happen like that to very many people, but when it does, he goes, you said you were kind of intuitive and had some energy and stuff, so I wanted to see if it affected you. He told me what it was about. I have to look it up. But it wasn't as intense as that, but it was kind of like that. And I actually played this in 2018, and I went to Egypt in 2019. So all these things that I played with opened me up. Everything that I played with and downloaded the energy from opened me up even more and more and more and more and more, and here I am today. So I'm gonna play this and see what we get. But yeah, it was really interesting. In fact, I have tendonitis in my ears from shooting guns and stuff without earplugs. And I didn't have tendonitis for the whole day. It was like instantly, everything was just like clear as a bell. I was like, whoa, that was awesome. And then I came back the next day. But it was just like a boom in my head. It was just crazy. So let's see what we got. And it's the same thing with this. There's certain ways you hold it that it just fits your hand perfectly. It's like all these rocks are meant to be downloaded, which I have in meditation. But depending on how you hold them, each has, there's little grooves, and those grooves just fit your hands absolutely perfect. It's totally amazing. I wish people could I want to get these into a museum. I would like to get these into a museum after, of course, I've downloaded them all. But I think people need to see them. They're absolutely amazing. I'd like to know how old they are because they're really old. I think the Mayans, I think these were handed down to the Mayans because this is actually an elongated skull. So we're talking aliens and stuff. Whoever believes in aliens, you know, I know I haven't seen aliens, but I've seen a lot of UFOs and that kind of stuff. And I've channeled different extraterrestrials also. It's awesome. They want to help us. They're not here to hurt us. That's just the movies and the government. They like to, you know, the government. COVID. Yeah. How many went? We're on round 3 year now. Don't even get me started. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to figure out where it's at and see if we can play this for you. I need to wet my whistle. That's just one of the frequencies. Let me get a drink of water. It's a lot easier to blow when your whistle's wet. I'm going to turn it. I keep turning it just a little bit. Some of them are really difficult to do because each time you turn it, you have to put your lips over certain areas to be able to get it to do. And you just get a little bit of a frequency shift change in each one. See, when I didn't think about it, I just went there. I'm going to shift it again, so now we're here on the back side. And it's actually, it feels like it's cut out for your cheek too. It's really weird. When you hit the spot, It fits your cheek perfectly, it fits your hand perfectly, it fits the grooves in your hand, everything. My mouth is too dry. You get the point though. The smaller one actually will do a really high-pitched frequency, if I can get it. My mouth is way too dry. It's really loud. That's the high-pitched one. It's been a while since I played this one. Really interesting though. Really, really interesting. If you look at it straight on, it's hard to see because you're looking at kind of like that right there. But you kind of have to look at it sideways a little bit. I can't see the camera, so I'm just hoping you can kind of see it in there. Sometimes if you lay it even sideways, you can see it better. You can see the bridge of his nose right there. But it's supposed to be an elongated skull. It's pretty cool. Anyway, that was, I just wanted to kind of show these and see kind of what would happen if we played with them again. Whew. Good energy coming from my heart chakra. This is also energy tool. This is a healing tool. I had them make 369 out of this. There's a 369 energy in there with rose quartz and moldavite, and also the infinity loop. And then this right here, this coil, was done from slim sperling. And a friend of mine actually makes these. And these are done on the ancient pyramids measurements, how they are measured. Everything is twisted absolutely perfect, and it creates such an energy force that is just absolutely amazing. And then I have these, which are meditation rods. These are the amber meditation rods. These are the Egyptian meditation rods. You can Google them, just Egyptian meditation rods. These are the amber rods. I have a couple different rods, but these are amazing. Positive, negative. Remember, half of us are feminine, half of us are masculine. Positive, negative. Everybody alive has feminine and masculine qualities. Or I mean, feminine and masculine energies is what I mean. So the copper is the positive, the silver is the negative. All you do is just hold them in your meditation. You're not supposed to hold them, I think, any more than like 20 minutes because the energy in them is just off the charts. And of course, I'm sitting over the top of a vortex, and I had these in my hand when I was meditating over my vortex with my rocks on my legs, and I'm telling you what, my whole body was like vibrating. It was amazing. I mean, I know everybody is kind of like, you know, meditation is supposed to be like, not my meditations. I love to meditate and channel. I've learned how to channel myself. I've taught myself how to channel. And it was really cool because I remember the first time I was out here, I was out here meditating on this a couple years ago on my vortex. I think, well, I wanted to do this today because it's October 22nd. The 22nd is a very powerful, energetic day. And I think I was meditating on like 11/11 or something like that, maybe on 11/11 of 19 or whatever. I usually like to come out here when those powerful days hit because the energy is just a lot more intense. And I was sitting in here and I was just kind of just, you know, really just relax and chill. And I hadn't learned to channel through my voice yet like I'm doing now. And I was just sitting there relaxing, and all of a sudden I was thinking something, and literally I could feel like a tingly like here on the side of my lip, and all of a sudden it's just like, and literally the energy took this corner of my lip and brought it up. And this was totally fine. I was like, whoa, that was weird. Was that yes? And then all of a sudden it did it again. I was like, huh, show me no. I was like, whoa, that is super cool. So my guides, my angels were trying, my higher self was trying to get a hold of me and teach me how to channel. So I would say, okay, show me yes. And my whole right side of my face would go like, wheat, show me no, wheat. It was crazy. So then during meditation, I could ask questions, right, to my guides or my higher self. And it's like yes or no questions. Okay, yes or no. It was crazy. And then once I learned how to do that, then all of a sudden I started getting like constrictions in my throat. Like the energy was like, and it would come up my throat, and all of a sudden my mouth would open, and it was like I wanted to speak, but I didn't know what to say. And then all of a sudden the words would come into my head, what I wanted to say, and it would just come out my mouth. Because right now I'm channeling actually my higher self right now. It just come out my mouth. Blah. And so because of that, I learned how to channel. The thing is, with meditation, there's no right or wrong way to meditate. Only if you think it's wrong or right. I would go to meditation groups, and when I go to meditation groups and relax, my body would start like, the Kundalini energy would start moving, right? I'd be like, woo, breakdancing over here. Everybody's like, what are you doing over there? I'm like, it's just Kundalini. Don't look at me. I'm still a little insecure about it, but I think it's really cool, right? Funny thing is I'd never get mentioned back, or never get invited back to anybody's meditation groups. Oh my God, it would make everybody so mad. People are doing Kundalini yoga, the instructors are doing Kundalini yoga, they're teaching Kundalini, but nobody really knows anything about Kundalini, right? And I'm over here got the Kundalini on, right? Oh, it'd make them so mad. I would never get invited back. I didn't make very many good friends when I was in my awakening stage, because I had abilities that people that had been trying to practice their whole lives. I mean, we're talking like yogis and stuff that have been trying to get certain things done their whole life. And I was just like, boom, 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 doing it. Literally levitating off the ground. It was awesome. In meditation with people there. I'm like, this is cool. I only got a couple inches until I freaked out. I was like, it was like laying in bed one night, and I was just meditating. I had like crystals on my chakras, and I had frequencies in my ears, and I'm all laying there, right? And I'm just like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do, but they told me I'm just supposed to be quiet, right? I'll just be quiet. And next thing I know, I'm looking down at myself. Like literally looking down at myself. I'm like, what am I looking at? And then boom, I was like, done. I lost it. I had an outer body experience, and it was looking at my body from my etherical. I was looking down. It was crazy. It scared the poop out of me. So much so that I haven't been able to do it since. Makes me mad because I want to do it again. But I guess when you open your third eye that quickly and it scares you, it kind of like locks it closed. So unfortunately, I'm a feeler, not a seer now. I'm working on it. I see visions in stigmatic trance, but other than that, my higher self likes to keep me from seeing what I'm doing energetically, because a lot of the healing and the cleansings that I've done, I've even exercised houses before. It's crazy what I've had to do. And I was told that if I was to see what I was doing, I wouldn't do it. Like literally, I went to this house. I went to this house because these poor girls were scared to death. Things were moving in the house, and they were seeing this ghost out in their front lawn almost every night. Only one girl would see it, the other one wouldn't. And things were moving in the house, and so they reached out to me on Facebook, and they were only about 30 miles away. So I went to their house, and I had my niece drive because I was getting prepared for the exorcism. And she got out and went to the back of the truck and was smoking a cigarette. And there was this empty lot on the other side of the street. And I got out of the truck, I bent over in the seat, I asked Archangel Michael to please protect me, keep me safe, protect us, keep us safe, and make this a very good experience, because I didn't know what I was walking into. I wasn't scared. I ain't scared of nothing. I'm just glad I asked for protection. And I closed the door, and I walked back to where she was, and she's sitting there smoking a cigarette, looking across at the open field, or open lot over there. And she goes, I wonder what's over there. And I remember looking at her, and I go like this to look, and as soon as I looked, I got hit, like right here, and it threw me back, and I turned around, and I grabbed the bumper of the truck, and I'm like, what you call dry heaving? I throw up energy. You can't see it. My niece is a seer, so she can see it, like a black goo that comes out my mouth, is what I'm being told. But it's just energy is all it is. It's the black goo is like a negative energy. So what hit me was a demonic entity is what hit me. And it just like boom, and it like, and it hit me, and I kind of came down, and I'm like, you know, it didn't knock the air out of me. I was just throwing up the energy. That's kind of what I do. I'm an energy transmuter. So I was throwing up the energy that it hit me with. And I got up, and I'm like, huh. Is that all you got? I don't take much too seriously. And then I went in the house and had to deal with that mess. Oh my, ugh. I ain't gonna tell you what was in that house and what's been done in that house and what had happened in that house, because it was horrible. I could not see it. I just know that when I went into the back bathroom, there had been things done in that bathtub that were not so good. And the energy of the mirrors behind it, of course, captures everything energetically that is done in that bathtub. And it was horrible. It was horrible. And as soon as I turned around and looked at the mirrors, it hit me, and I'm like, you know, just transmuting that energy. Like literally, I get into coughing fits so much that I'd be just almost like dry heaving. I never threw up, but just dry heaving and dry heaving and dry heaving, almost where I couldn't hardly breathe. It was crazy. And finally, I felt weak. Like I was like, I can't. I'm starting to where I can't breathe. And so I called for my niece. I said, you got to come in here and help me. And so she comes in there. Of course, all she sees is I'm grabbing for her arm, because I'm like, I need to hold you. And she said that when she came in there, my etherical body was clear up off, like almost out the ceiling. Like I was lifting out. And what I needed was a ground. I needed her to ground me down, because I was transmuting so much demonic entity energy in that bathtub, in that everything, the whole energy there, that literally my energetic body was lifting off almost out of the house. She goes, I was almost through the roof, she said. And she's a seer. She can see like amazing things. I can't see half the stuff she does. I can catch things on video and then see it, but she's absolutely amazing. So I'm holding on to her, not knowing that my whole body is lifting up, right? I mean, not physically lifting up, but my energetic body is lifting up. I can't explain it. It's just really weird. And I just know I needed to hold her. And I've got one hand on the bathtub, and I'm on my knees, like, and I'm holding on to her. And there's like this black, swirling. You think of it like a universe underneath me. Like this black swirling universe underneath me. Even though there was a floor there, this is what you would describe what was happening etherically. And I was it's like all the darkness in that room was like coming down through me, and then I was transmuting it out. It was the craziest thing. Really cool though. I never got scared. I thought it was actually really cool. I'd do it again. Nothing scares me. I think that's why God gave me this job, is because I'm fearless. Like literally, I could look a demonic entity in the face and go, really? It looks like you need a little bit of a shave, maybe a burger. thing is I've transmuted all my, or not transmuted, yeah, I've transmuted all my past lives. And what I have seen and done in my past lives would make horror stories look like a children's Disney movie. I seen, I'm not even gonna go there. It's just, yeah. So, you know, I've been there. I've done it. This, it ain't nothing. I'm like, whatever. So if anybody needs like any like dark energies transmuted like that, you know, give me a call, give me a buzz. I can help you out with that. There's not much that scares me. There's a butterfly. Other than that, I've got so many stories to tell. I'm writing a book right now. Oh my God, I've got several books. It's just like, I just need to talk and then have it transcribed. And that way I don't have to do it, because there's just too many. It's like I have like multiple books I'm doing, you know? But one of them I'm doing is my awakening story. And I want to call it The Awakening of a Yogini, which is a yogi, which is a female yogi, which is what I am, a yogini. I'm writing from the time I left Idaho, like the day that I left Idaho, because from the day I left Idaho, my life changed. When I had my spiritual stigmatic awakening, when I was driving and went into an hour trance and got bit by an energetic cobra. It was just crazy, you know, and all this, I have witnesses. It's amazing. Some of the stuff that and it's not like it's like one thing happened and then like, you know, a month or two later. No, it's just like every day, sometimes multiple things, different, you know, it's crazy. I'm only like on the first part of 2019, and I've been writing forever. It's just the drive down and back from Texas to Idaho. We had so many mystical experiences with UFOs and energetic things and things that you can't even imagine happen that I'm putting in the book right now. It's really cool. But I wanted to give you guys a little demonstration of, yeah, I would have blown the whistle a little bit more, but my whistle's dry. And show you my wonderful guy. Yes, he is Mayan. He's old. The Mayans didn't carve him. The Mayans actually got these artifacts. Just it's kind of like handing down your stuff to your kids, you know, that you cherish the most. It's the same thing. These were things that were brought up by the Mayans that were handed down to them, and you know, the energy in these things are off the charts. In fact, I took this to a psychic fair in 2018. No, it was 19 when I first, in the early 19 when I first dug them up. It was my first psychic fair ever. It was absolutely amazing. And I wasn't opened up at all at that time, like I am now. So I took it and I was like, I found this thing. It's really cool. And I don't know what it is, but it looks really cool. And I remember she was sitting there and she's like, well, can I hold it? And I'm like, yeah, see, what do you get out of this? And so she just took it like this and she held it up to her forehead like this. And she was like, oh my God. She says, these things are older than the pyramids. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool to know. It's like, it took her back. To like, these things are really old. And it was cool because, I mean, after she was done with that, she looked at me and she's like, you have like a lot of guides around you. And I'm like, what? She goes, oh yeah. And they're telling me that they want you to write a book. They want you to start writing a book. And I was like, I really don't like to write. It's really not my thing. And she's like, no, there's two of them behind you that are nodding, write the book. And I'm like, I don't like to write. And so I really didn't even start writing until when I started channeling ancient knowledge, when I really got stigmatic, when I would go into trance, I would go in and start writing. I have notebooks upon notebooks of just ancient knowledge that I've been channeling. I just go into trance and start writing. But as far as like being out of trance and like writing my story, I really wasn't into it. I'm just like, I don't like to write. I want to go have fun. I want to do things, you know. And me, I'm a fire sign, so I like energy, you know, so I like to do things. And so, you know, dig for cool things and have really awesome meditations and have channeling sessions and that kind of stuff. So sitting down to actually write a book was like, this is really boring. I mean, I like to exercise houses. I mean, come on now. I like some excitement in my life. Oh, anywho. I can't wait to get it out though. The book is going to be absolutely amazing. The experiences that I have experienced over the last 3 years are just absolutely mind-blowing. I'm being told I need to write a biography of just my awakening, of when I woke up, and then a whole autobiography of like my whole life. It's just like I'm a seeker, so I'm always seeking, right? So I'm always finding things, and so I have like a whole plethora of things that I've done in my whole life. You know, anything that I do it to the max, because I am a highly functioning autistic woman with 100% Asperger's. So if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it to the max. And when it comes out, it's going to be really good. It's just an Asperger's thing. The thing is I want to teach people that they're not disabilities, but they're actually abilities. Because when you finally accept who you are and you get off all the drugs, you don't need drugs. In fact, the more drugged up you are, the worse you get. That's what's wrong with society. Everybody is so dead. They drink themselves dead and they pop pills until they're dead. They have no energy, you know, and I was listening to one gal today, and she's like, you know, if you want to deaden up your energy, I'm like, why would you want to deaden up your energy? The problem is nobody likes to feel these days. Nobody wants to feel anything. And so they'd rather pop a pill or drink a drink to numb themselves. Why would you want to numb yourselves to the amazing energy that we have available to us? I mean, come on. You just see me with that rock. That's not fake. I don't lie. I am 100% telling the truth. Everything I say is the honest to God truth. Everything. Why would you want to numb yourself? You just need to learn how to get out of your head. And if you have Asperger's, you live in your head. And so it's really hard to be mindful, which is what I'm being taught, is how to be mindful in the moment and experience everything in the moment, rather than my mind leading the way always. Well, this is coming and this is coming and this is coming, so I got to prepare. I got to be like a little squirrel. Got to prepare. But what we don't realize is that we create our reality every second of every day. So if we're preparing for all that, we're manifesting a horrible reality. The power of you is amazing. All you have to do is get out of your head and play like a child. I'm serious. The more I played, the more I laughed, the more I had fun with my meditations and what I was doing, the less serious that I took it, the higher my vibration would raise, and the more fun things that I got to do, because I manifested more fun. Every day for the last 3 years, every day I told myself multiple times, I'm going to bring something out that's never been done before. I'm going to find something that's never been found. And so far I have. I'm digging up ancient Mayan artifacts. I am finding a cure for cancer and also candida, yeast in your blood infection, or your blood. Yeah, nobody knows anything about that. I'm actually doing it. Why? Because I told myself I was going to. When you tell yourself enough things, it comes true. I've been wanting to find ancient knowledge since I was a child. I see my first UFO at 6 years old. So I've been into the ancient knowledge since I was a kid. And when you're always seeking, you're always seeking, and you're always seeking, you find it. The thing is, you got to have a childlike nature to truly find it. Because when you're too serious trying to find it, you block it with your heart chakra. And you can't be serious and play like a child at the same time. You got to be willing to fall on your face. You got to be willing to look stupid on camera. You got to be willing to take that leap of faith, and you only have $1,500 in your account and you spend $500 of it, and you need a $50,000 down payment on a house. I did it. I am living proof that you can do absolutely anything with a positive mindset. And I can, and I am. That will get you everywhere. Even when I wasn't curing my cancer in the early stages, guess what? I said, I am curing my cancer. I am curing it. And guess what? By mid-August, I found the cure. And I'm finding more things to help cure it faster, 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 faster. Because I'm still telling myself, and I am. Because it's shrinking. It's getting soft and pliable. Yeah, that cancer doesn't do that unless it's healing, going back to a natural state. Except for the titanium marker that's still in the tumor, of course, that can't be taken out because it was shoved in there unbeknownst to me. So now I gotta live with that. Isn't that great? That's what I mean. Nobody listens. Nobody cares. Everybody's just like, whatever. 51, 51 on the counter. I finally look up at the counter, 51, 51. Now that is a synchronicity, and that's how you should live your life. Because everything is synchronistic. I mean everything. If you just happen to look over at the clock and it says 11:11, that's a synchronicity. I like single and double digits, like 9:55, 2:33, 1:44, whatever, I won't look at the clock any other time, and all of a sudden I'm like, what time is it? Boom, 9:55. What? It wasn't 9:56 or 9:57, it was 9:55. That's because my higher self's like, hey, look at the camera. You're right on track. Because they know that's what I like. Because I like to have reassurance that I'm on the right path. And I get them non-stop, all the time. And so I always know that I am in the flow and going where I need to go. Problem being is that when you doubt yourself, it stops that energy from going forward that you're creating. And then all of a sudden you shift to another timeline where that's a negative timeline and a negative outcome. So if you just go with the flow and know that you're creating, I don't care if you have cancer. You can do it. I did it. You have to know. See, I was made to hunker down. And when I say no friends, I mean no friends around me. I have nothing around me. I was locked in, meditating 8 to 20 hours a day for like 2 years, 2.5 years straight. No job, no friends around me, no nothing. So I could focus. And the main reason is because there was no outside influences telling me that I could not. I had spirit telling me, you go, girl. You got it. I'm like, really? Yeah, you got it. Because that's when all you hear is, you got this, you're on the right path, you go, girl, get it, get it, get it. Guess what? You're like, cool. And then pretty soon, you don't need anybody else's approval. I needed everybody's approval before because I was super, super insecure because of the people that I was hanging around with, because I was a super, super, duper empath. And so when you're a really big empath, the people that you are hanging around with impacts your energy. And if they're on a lower vibration, they're sucking the energy out of you, and then you get their thoughts. Then you feel worthless. And when you feel worthless, it's not you, it's the people you're around. They're leeching on you like vampires, sucking that energy out of you until you're like, oh, I feel like crap. I just want to die. That's not you. And I'm here to tell you, if you're an empath, you are an autistic. The autism scale is so huge. You have autistic people that are mutes, and then you have autistic people that are like me. I'm a genius. The combination of my highly functioning autism and my Asperger's, I'm a freaking genius. Anybody that is an empath, you're a feeler. Every autistic is an empath. Depending on their environment in the womb and outside of the womb, how many drugs you're feeding them is dependent on how severe the autism is going to be. Now, some autistic empath people that come in have life paths of becoming this to be able to break out of that. I was one. I was molested as a child and shut down. Not to a mute, but just to anything that was love, because my voice was taken away from me. It was horrible. So then I was always needing everybody's like approval. I need your approval. I need your approval, because I didn't ever feel good enough because I wasn't worthy. It's a horrible way to live, and there's so many people. There's millions of people out there that live that way. They never feel good enough. But if you just get out of everybody's energy, like before I came out here, after I'd been to town, I saged my energy and I did Palo Santo wood. I called in sacred space, had Archangel Michael come in and cut all my cords. I did all that before I even came out here to meditate and do this channeling session, because I had to get out of all that energy that I went in when I went into town and go worked out at the gym. And then I got groceries. Everybody that you make eye contact with, you create an energetic cord to. And therefore you're feeding that energy to them and they're feeding that energy to you. That's what they used to use in telepathy in the ancient days. That's what those energetic cords are for, is to have telepathy. But we're so disconnected from our bodies and from everybody else that we don't know anything about it. And we have millions of these little energetic cords, look like spaghetti, hanging off of us. And we wonder why we feel tired every day, and why we're feeling lethargic, and why we feel drained, and why we have these horrible thoughts in our head. Well, it's not our thoughts. It's everybody else's thoughts. When you realize that you are nothing but pure love, and those thoughts are not you, it's amazing. And I wish everybody could feel it. Well, I'm going to get out of here because the red ants are getting bugging me a little bit. So I hope that was kind of fun. It was kind of fun for me. If you like my information, please like it, share it, comment. I'd love to have conversation with you guys. I don't have enough views yet, I think, to have a live chat, but I'd love to have live chats, to be able to have answer Q&As, anything. I'm like a supercomputer, so you hit me with anything. If I can't get it right now, I can get it to you, though. I mean, it's just like, all I got to do is think about it, and I feel the energy, and there's the answer. It's actually amazing. It's from being stigmatic. Energetic stigmatic, not a religious stigmatic. Religious stigmatic is what I've went through before, is the physical part of a stigmata. When you go energetic stigmatic, you are like the tantric energetic version of stigmata. So you have two forms of stigmatic, a lower version and then a higher version. So the higher version would be like more of like your tantric energy. Your lower version is more of your physical. So that's why the people that are religious stigmatic get the physical signs of Jesus. When you're energetic stigmatic, you just feel the energy. I feel everything. It's just absolutely, it's horrific sometimes, but amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So anyway, I bid everybody adieu. And if you like it, please click like, share, subscribe, and we will talk to you later. Have a great day.